Arsenal are preparing for an FA Cup quarter-final against Southampton this weekend to keep their treble hopes alive. The Gunners come out of the international break in somewhat of an injury crisis. Several players had to pull out of international duty due to minor injuries, which could cause Mikel Arteta some selection headaches moving forward. If Arsenal beat Southampton in the quarter-finals, they would keep their treble hopes alive. They are also top of the Premier League table, and in the quarter-finals of the Champions League, they play against Sporting CP on Tuesday night. Arsenal head coach Mikel Arteta will likely field a makeshift starting sheet for Saturday's FA Cup quarter-final with Southampton at St Mary's. The Gunners saw a grand total of 10 players withdraw from international duty in March, as Eberechiez, Noni Madueke, Bukayo Saka, Declan Rice, Leandro Trossard, William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, Jurrien Timber, Piero Hincapié and Martin Zubimendi were all sent home. Ezan Madueke's issues will be serious enough to keep them out of this contest, alongside Martin Odegaard knee and Mikel Merino foot. And the same will likely be said for Ecuador's Hincapié. All other Arsenal injury victims are on the touch-and-go list at present, but with the first leg of a Champions League quarter-final with Sporting Lisbon to factor into the equation, none should be risked if Arteta can help it. As a result, expect several starters from the 2-1 win at Mansfield Town in the 5th round to reprise their roles here. Include teenage starlets Molly Salmon and Max Dowman. The latter could comprise a new-look attacker with Sweden World Cup hero Victor Gyökeres and Gabriel Jesus, whose compatriot Gabriel Martinelli could be spared after his exploits with Brazil in the USA. Miles Lewis-Skelly was banned for the Mansfield success, but could now finally be trialled in a midfield role, occupying the left 8 slot, while Kai Havertz and Christian Odegaard accompany him. Lewis-Skelly will have license to operate in midfield if Ricardo Calafiori is fit enough to start at left back, while Ben White, Christian Mosquera, and Kepa Arrizabalaga should complete the backline. How Arsenal could be forced to line up for FA Cup quarter-final amid international break injury crisis. The Gunners return to action at St Mary's on Saturday, following the international break. Live on TalkSport. Mikel Arteta could face a selection headache for Arsenal's FA Cup quarter-final against Southampton. However, Arteta's side is set to be depleted by injuries after a string of players withdrew from their national teams. Piero Hincapié and Martin Zubimendi are the latest stars to return to the club early, with 10 Arsenal players now pulling out. Declan Rice, Bukayo Saka and Noni Madueke have all left the England camp since Friday's draw with Uruguay. Meanwhile, William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, Jurrien Timber, Eberechiez and Leandro Trossard withdrew from their national teams last week. Ez has already been ruled out for at least a month, with his potential return scheduled for the home clash with Newcastle United on April 25th. The latest injury concerns join Mikel Merino and Martin Odegaard on the treatment table. Merino will miss the rest of the season, having been sidelined with a broken foot in January. As for Odegaard, he was left out of Norway's squad this month due to a knee injury. It means Arteta could be forced to experiment with his lineup next weekend. First-choice goalkeeper David Raya will be available if Kepa Arrizabalaga is dropped following the Carabao Cup final, where he was at fault for Manchester City's opening goal, as the Gunners lost 2-0. However, Ricardo Calafiori may be deployed in central defence alongside Christian Mosquera. The Italian has appeared at centre-back against Brighton and Mansfield Town in recent weeks. Calafiori also features in a back three when playing for Italy. Further forward, Kai Havertz could drop deeper than what he's used into midfield to partner Christian Odegaard. Ahead of him, teenage sensation Max Dowman could join Gabriel Jesus and Gabriel Martinelli behind Victor Gyökeres. Although he has most often featured as a winger for the Gunners, Dowman has also played in attacking midfield for the club's youth teams. Meanwhile, Jesus regular appeared as a right winger during his early months at Manchester City after joining the club in 2017. Arsenal are also in Champions League action, just 3 days after their meeting with Southampton. The Gunners face Sporting Lisbon away from home and are a first leg of their quarter-final tie on Tuesday, April 7th. The Gunners come out of the international break in somewhat of an injury crisis. Several players had to pull out of international duty due to minor injuries, which could cause Mikel Arteta some selection headaches moving forward. If Arsenal beat Southampton in the quarter-finals, they would keep their treble hopes alive. They are also top of the Premier League table, and in the quarter-finals of the Champions League, they play against Sporting CP on Tuesday night. Club football returns with the FA Cup quarter-finals this weekend, and Arsenal will be hoping to avoid a potential banana skin away at informed Championship side Southampton. The Gunners missed out on their first chance for silverware by losing in the Carabao Cup final to Manchester City before the international break, and they will be hoping for no such issues as they bid to reach the semi-finals at Wembley and keep alive hopes of winning multiple trophies this season. They may have to do without a number of their key players, with the likes of Declan Rice, Bukayo Saka, and William Saliba among 10 Arsenal players to withdraw from international duty over the last week or so.